Hey guys, it's Admiral Bumblebee, and Harrison made an oopsie. It turns out that AVA Multiband Compressor was so much more better than XTMC because it was a bug, and it wasn't supposed to work that way. But they fixed it, and they kept their wonderful, happy accident. So let me show you what they did. So what we have here is how AVA Multiband Compressor worked when I did my initial review. No matter what the input frequency was, the whole thing responded to whatever the input level is. So even though we have a low frequency right now, the high end still reacted. And when the frequency is over in the high end, the low and mid bands will react. Everything just reacts to the input level, which made this a really unique dynamic equalizer. And I found that I liked it much better than the original XTMC. But AVA Multiband Compressor was supposed to act like XTMC. And to fix this, Harrison did something that I thought was rather interesting. We can see now that it works like a normal dynamic equalizer. Wherever the input frequency is, that's the band that responds. There's nothing particularly special about this besides some of the other things I mentioned before, like the global attack, release, knee, and makeup controls. And, the way that you interact with the bands is actually pretty cool too. But Harrison kept the mode where they made a mistake. And you can enable this by just pressing the EQ button. Don't turn on the external key, just use the EQ. Now you can use this as an internal sidechain equalizer. And it works with the the mode that was broken. And this is the mode that I actually personally preferred. So kudos to Harrison for taking lemons and turning it into a margarita. I really love that they did this. But now that this is working, let's look into something else that I noticed about how this works. Not all of the bands in AVA Multiband Compressor seem to respond the same. As you can see, the high, high-mid, low-mid, and low frequency bands do not have the same response. The low end gets compressed a lot. The high end gets compressed a bit more. The low mids a little bit more, and the high mids a little bit less. This is actually what is the inverse of what is called a Fletcher Munson curve. Fletcher Munson curves tell us how our ears respond to various frequency ranges depending on the overall volume level. Let's go back to Harrison Multiband Compressor. We'll visually capture what happens, and then let's compare it to the Fletcher Munson curves that we see here. So we'll go ahead and trace what we got here, and then we'll invert everything, and then we'll apply the Fletcher. Whoa! That's pretty cool, isn't it? Well, I think we know another processor that does that if you watch my channel. However, the thing that we take away here is that Harrison made a big mistake. And they fixed the mistake quickly. And they retained the old functionality. Even though this does break backwards compatibility, you do get more than what you paid for. And what you get that you didn't really expect to get is a mode that I think is actually better. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. It does help me out a lot. Just that little subscription, even if you don't use the feature, it makes a big difference to me. Hit like, hit dislike. Patreon.com/AdmiralBumblebee, AdmiralBumblebee.com, where I have a text companion article to almost every single video that I make. Have a good day.